What's up everyone, it's your boy Razi here with another Hajime No Ippo review, chapter 1423 and 1424, A Tiger's Thirst and Beast vs. Beast. So we all know what that means. Our favorite tiger from Niniwa is gearing up. We find ourselves at the Kamigawa gym where Ippo is in his element, demonstrating his skills in mitt work with his students. It's really a nostalgic moment as he flawlessly executes combinations, flawlessly correcting the mistakes that were once pointed out by his coach. The echoes of "yes sir" from his students transfers back to Ippo's early days. Could this signify that the gym might eventually be passed down to him if Kamigawa's health declines? It's a thought that suggests boxing will forever remain a part of Ippo's life, carrying out his coach's legacy. Aoki and Kimura can't help but marvel at Ippo's progress in mitt holding. His sense of distance, rhythm, and improved techniques since his retirement are obvious. They also acknowledge that Ippo's vulnerability to counters was his downfall. The strategy of letting Ippo exhaust his own power against himself proved effective for opponents like Guevara, Date, and Gonzalez. The question of Ippo's return is plainly on their faces, and we can't help but wonder how spectacular his boxing will be when he finally makes a comeback. Meanwhile, Aoki and Kimura stumble upon a surprising sight, a Mashiba t-shirt, and a revelation of his agreement made between Mashiba and them. Although it appears heavily in Mashiba's favor, any progress in this matter is welcomed after a decade of stagnation. It leaves us intrigued about the potential implications and developments to come. Now let's shift our focus over to Takamura, who seems to be in hot water with the coach due to his vassal incident. Kimura refers to it as probation, but it turns out Takamura just decides to embark on another secretive journey without notifying anybody. This is a recurring pattern after our matches, piquing our curiosity about the reasoning behind his frequent travels. As a multiweight champion who lives modestly, where does all of his money go? Our imagination runs wild, contemplating the possibilities. Is it researching a cure for a mysterious illness from Kamigawa? Seeking expert advice to prolong his career? His eye and leg issues have a potential to become even deadlier as he climbs through weight classes. The brutal hooks he endured from Keith Dragon serves as a reminder of the dangers he faces in the ring. Ippo warns his students about not emulating Takamura's reckless behavior seems fitting, to say the least. Shifting gears to Hajime no Sendo, we witness his intense training session, where he displays an unstoppable force, leaving Hoshi feeling somewhat helpless. His sparring partners fall one by one. Sendo emulates an intense aura, burdened by him by the pressure of facing Ricardo Martinez, a living legend, and carrying the hopes bestowed upon him by Wally. Even Sendo, with all his might, struggles to handle this immense weight put on his shoulders. Desperate to prepare an early surprise attack against Ricardo, Sendo finds himself lacking suitable sparring partners, leading him to enlist the help of someone big and tough, none other than Takamura himself. This sets the stage for an epic sparring match between these two formidable titans. Remember the last time they sparred? It was the birth of Sendo's smash technique. Now, a new technique awaits, one aimed on catching Ricardo off guard. The odds may seem stacked against Sendo, given Ricardo's analytical genius, but Sendo's determination and resilience continue to captivate us. 1424 continues from where we left off at the Niniwa gym, but this time we see Miyata standing at the door, staring at a childish sign that was posted. Sendo, you're the number one seed in the division going up against a legendary boxer, and you put up something like this? You're only going to attract garbage. Miyata came because he was asked to help, a perfect sparring partner to emulate Ricardo's perfect jab and deadly counters. If he goes in now, then he's just gonna be garbage too, so he turns away. Then suddenly he hears a familiar voice. It's hard not to recognize it since he's always yelling to begin with. It's oversized garbage. Even Miyata is coming up with jokes. Our two titans are about to clash at the sound of the bell. Will this end the same as last time, or will Sendo be able to surprise him with the new anti-Ricardo? Having two hotheads in the ring always ends in disaster, and everyone is asking if this is a good idea. No, it's probably not. That's gonna be a hard no for me. But then again, who doesn't want to see them fight? When Sendo's coach thinks about if this technique will work on a giant like Takamura, it might simply be that it's not suited for fighters that are tall. Maybe it's an overhand smash, not a chopping right, not a hook, but somewhere in between. So his whole arsenal is a combination of knuckle drops, uppercuts, with every angle in between in a variety of speeds. Ricardo is fully expecting a smash, but if he's distracted with watching for them, then he's likely to be caught off guard from punches coming from above. It could only take one hit to turn the match, as we've seen before. He could use these power shots in a similar way as the White Fang to fake out dodges or blocks. By training his legs relentlessly, he could also incorporate a jolt step to increase his range and increase his power. Manny Pacquiao is one of the best examples of this. Sendo believes his best chance against Takamura is to use his advantage in speed since he's smaller than him. He dashes out in a split second after the bell, but only runs into Takamura that is still many levels of speed faster.
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
This really shows that they're both beasts, but Takamura is on a whole different level. A level often described as lonely because you have to discard your humanity in order to achieve it. A true monster. Takamura throws out a left and blows his guard away and then gets slammed onto the canvas with Takamura's right. Takamura isn't even warmed up and it ends up just like last time. But at least last time he got one good punch in before making Takamura go all out. He never wanted him to hold back. Sendo's coach calls it off, and Takamura replies that he's too weak to even be counted as training for him. Maybe this is just a test for Sendo to see how he's grown over the years, see if he has what it takes to become a world champion. He did predict that both Masha and Sendo would lose because of their attitudes. Takamura is a well-rounded boxer that can brawl and rely on instincts, but also has incredibly sharp lefts and the talent to adapt in every situation to any fighting style. Sendo just has power, intimidation, and instinct. This could just be not enough for the world level. Ippo encountered a similar issue. His boxing was one-dimensional and easy to read. His boxing might be world-class for brawling, but Ricardo isn't someone that would fall for tactics like that. But welcome them so he can unleash his power that we've never seen before. One thing's for certain, this one's going to be one of the most brutal fights in the series yet. Experts commented in the last video, what do you think will happen when Sendo fights Takamura? If Sendo can do anything against Takamura, then he's going to beat Ricardo. It would be fun to see if Ippo came to stop it. I think that this spar is going to be mirrored of what happened last time. Takamura will utterly destroy Sendo in every aspect, but Sendo will be able to surprise Takamura with an incomplete version of the anti-Ricardo strategy, piss Takamura off, and then be abruptly ended by Sendo getting KO'd. Like I said, if he manages to surprise Takamura, then he has a good chance to at least getting one good hit on Ricardo. Beating Ricardo still seems to be out of the question for me. I think Sendo will push Ricardo to another level and then proceed to slaughter Sendo until Sendo doesn't get back up. We saw a peek of this at the end of Ricardo's last match, that terrifying and sadistic smile, and I don't think Ippo is going to stop it, just because we saw him at the gym, so he would have to take a train to get there. The spar is going to be over way before then. I can't wait to see what Sendo's cooking up. Are you team Hajime no Sendo or Hajime no Takamura? Let me know down below. Till next time, and I'll see you then.